been like a month and a half since I've been able to shoot anything, but I have a day off in New York again, so let's go. Today we're gonna start looking at the BMT Canarsie Line over in Brooklyn. It's a long line, so I'm gonna break it up into 3 episodes. And today we're gonna start by heading all the way out east, and then we're gonna work our way back in. It's gonna take me an hour to get to the end of the line, and that's kind of why I want to do it in this direction. Today I'd rather not get all the way out there and then have an hour to get home at the end of the day. So I'll do the long part of the journey this morning. If you're just finding this channel, I pick out places in New York City to go explore, and I take you with me. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. For now, it's off to Brooklyn. Let's go. Here we are, end of the line. So today we're on the BMT Canarsie Line. It's a B division line, and the line itself is named after the Canarsie neighborhood over here in Brooklyn, which is where it ends up. It's served by only the L train, so there are 3 distinct parts to the line. The oldest part started in 1865 as a steam line out here, operated by the Brooklyn and Rockaway Beach Railroad. In 1906, parts of that old steam line were incorporated into a BRT and then BMT elevated line. Service on that line started in July of 1906. That operated from Canarsie Landing over to Broadway Ferry, right next to the Williamsburg Bridge. Parts of this route still exists on the Jamaica Avenue line, except for the last piece that went up to the ferry. Eventually they turned it to go over the Williamsburg Bridge, and it now connects up in the Nassau Street line in Manhattan, which we've done that line. Just check out that episode if you haven't seen it. So one of the dual contracts was rebuilding of a lot of this line, mostly to eliminate all the grade crossings that there were. One grade crossing that remained was at East 105th Street, which stayed there actually until 1973. It was the last grade crossing on the New York City subway system. Dual contracts also called for a subway line that would run under 14th Street from 6th Avenue, under the East River, through Williamsburg, all the way to Montrose Avenue. On June 30th, 1924, that part of the line was open from 6th Avenue all the way to Montrose Avenue. And then in July 1928, that line was extended further east underneath Wyckoff Avenue to a station at Broadway Junction above the existing station on the Broadway elevated line, which became the Jamaica Avenue line. At that point, it was connected to the Canarsie line. The Canarsie line is one of only 2 subway lines in New York that has a single letter service assigned to it. It's the L for this one. The other one is the Flushing line, which only has the 7 on it. Because of that, this is one of the first lines that was chosen to be upgraded to the automated signaling system. Communications-based train controller CBTC was installed in pieces between 2003 and 2006. It became fully operational in 2012. Also in 2012, the Canarsie tunnels under the East River were damaged in Hurricane Sandy. Those had to be shut down for about a year in 2019 to be repaired. That work was finished in April 2020. So our first station today is actually the terminus here. This is Canarsie-Rockaway Parkway, and this opened in July of 1906 as the terminal of a service that ran from here over to the Broadway Ferry Station in Williamsburg. This was built by the Brooklyn Rapid Transit Company, which later became the Brooklyn Manhattan Transit Corporation. This station is one of the few grade level stations on this line. This grade level terminal has a single island platform and 2 side tracks. One benefit to the automatic signaling system is trains run a lot faster. They're coming and going every 4 minutes here. It's nice. This station is East 105th Street. The station opened in 1906 as a replacement for a station that was here along that old dummy steam line. This station is at grade, as you can see. It has an island platform, 2 tracks. There's a layup track that's connected to the yard that's right over there. So remember, the last grade crossing of the entire New York subway system was right around where the station is, and it was here until 1973. The station's only exit is through a station house that is above the tracks at that far end of the platform. Now we're at New Lots Avenue. The station also opened in 1906. It's an elevated station. It's kind of elevated. It has 2 side platforms, 2 tracks. We're heading to a fully elevated part all the way to Broadway Junction. The station's only exit is through a ground level station house beneath the tracks. This is the Livonia Avenue Station. It also opened in July of 1906. It's an elevated station, 2 side platforms, 2 tracks. The station's only exit is a ground level station house that way. And as you can see, the new Lots Avenue line runs over it. We've done the new Lots Avenue line. You should check out that episode if you haven't seen it. There's no free transfer between the 2 lines yet, but you can do an out-of-system transfer across that bridge there. And that bridge takes pedestrians over the Long Island Railroad's open-cut Bay Ridge branch. They're in the process of making the stations connected though, I believe. So the new Lot station that's up there is Junius Street. And when we did that line, we saw there was a 3rd track in the middle of that station, which was not a powered track, and it cut across and went down this way over into the yard that's over there. You can also see in that direction the turnoff from this line, which goes over into that yard. The station is Sutter Avenue. It opened in 1906 with the rest of this elevated portion of the line. There's 2 side platforms, 2 tracks, and the only entrance is through a station house that's under the tracks. This next station is Atlantic Avenue. It opened in July of 1889 for the BMT Fulton Street line, and then again in July of 1906 for the Canarsie line. The rest of the Fulton Street platforms over there closed in 1956. The station is one of the best preserved examples of dual contracts architecture on the elevated lines. A lot of the period woodwork and ironwork are still here. The station was rebuilt and reconfigured under the dual contracts in 1916 with 3 island platforms and 6 tracks. The westernmost platform, the one that we're on, is now the only one that's in service with 2 tracks here. The other platforms and tracks were used by the Fulton Street L, and again they were closed in the 1950s. There are still tracks down there that branch off and connect to the Jamaica Avenue line, although those are not used in regular service anymore. And then there are also tracks that connect to the East New York Yard. The station is directly above the Long Island Railroad's East New York Station, so there's a connection to that here. That line runs in the median of Atlantic Avenue. The station's only exit is through mezzanine. It's interesting because even though they ripped the tracks out, one of the closed platforms is still here, and there are bits and pieces of the elevated structure still left. You can see parts of that 3rd abandoned island over there. We're at Broadway Junction, another elevated station. This one's pretty elevated too. The station is shared by the BMT Canarsie Line, the BMT Jamaica Avenue Line, and the IND Fulton Street Line. It was also served by the Fulton Street Elevated until it closed in 1956. The station opened as Manhattan Junction in 1885. It's part of the BMT Lexington Avenue Elevated Line. In 1900, it was connected with the Fulton Street Elevated Line, and then in 1906, it started to be used by the Canarsie Line. In 1919, that station was replaced by the current station that's here now, which was then known as Eastern Parkway. The modern-day Canarsie platforms known as Broadway Junction opened in 1928 when that line was connected to the 14th Street line that they built during the dual contracts. The three stations were combined into one station in July of 1948, and then the names of all the stations in the complex was changed to Broadway Junction in 2003. These Canarsie platforms at the Broadway Junction station have one island platform, two tracks, and a side platform. Manhattan-bound trains use the island platform, and the Canarsie-bound trains use the side platform, kind of like Bowling Green. Again, this opened with the final section of that 14th Avenue line that went under the East River all the way to here. This station is one of the highest elevated stations in the New York subway system. When they built these platforms, they built them above the already elevated BMT Jamaica line. As high as this station is, it plunges abruptly into a tunnel at the north end of the station. We're going to do the Jamaica line another time, so I'm not going to look at those platforms today, but we'll have a look around the Canarsie platform. There are a lot of tracks going in different directions around here. This station is Bushwick, Aberdeen Street, kind of underground, but we're kind of going to come out again. The station opened in July of 1928 as part of an extension of that line that originally opened from 6th Avenue over to Montrose Avenue. This opened with that connection of Montrose Avenue to Broadway Junction. The station has two side platforms, two tracks, and the single entrance to the station is a small building on Bushwick Avenue. Now that we start to get some of the underground stations, one of the things you'll notice is the mosaics are amazing on this line. All the underground stations kind of look the same, but the mosaic colors are all a little bit different. Well, that's it for this first section of the eastern part of the Canarsie line. I'm going to film this whole thing in one day though, so I'm not going back up to the east side quite yet. There's something interesting happening in the next station. The two directions go one on top of the other. So at the end of this station, you can see where they're already starting to split. The Manhattan-bound side will go under the Canarsie-bound side. Be sure to look for the next two episodes where we'll finish off the middle section and the western section of the line. And if you're just finding this channel, be sure to check out all the rest of the episodes already available on YouTube up to the east side. Like and subscribe, tell all your friends about it, and look for new episodes every Friday. Thanks for coming with me to explore New York City. I'll see you next time.